morning.
Morning. Always morning. Huomenta kaikille, tervetuloa. First, Jacob, the thoughts about the match?
Yes, not a surprise. Looking very much forward to play another game. The other night it was a very nice atmosphere. Even the result was not like we hoped, dreamed for, but it was still a nice experience in many ways, and therefore only looking forward to another night in this beautiful stadium against Poland. That is also a very strong team, so it's also a challenge for us, but hopefully we made a good game plan and we can take the good things from last game towards the next game, and then make a performance that is good enough to win the game, because that's of course obviously the aim for us.
Benny?
Yeah, hello to everyone, and I think my thoughts are along the same lines as coaches, but it's the game was a tricky one, and obviously there is like coach said also, the result was not obviously what we were looking for. We're of course going into every game trying to win it, but there is a lot of things to take away from it, and Poland is again also a very good team, but there is a lot of elements to take out from the game, and a lot of things that we did well as well, even if the result was not there. So I'm looking forward.
Okay, then questions to player Benjamin Källman in English, please, if any. Yes, please, just wait for the microphone.
Welcome, my name is Luka, I'm from Poland, I am a YouTuber from Polish TV in Poland, 24. I got a question about the Poland national team. Do you have many colleagues in this, because you play in our league? So what do you think about the data and about the motivation against them?
Yeah, hello, and the colleagues I don't have. There's some players that I've played against in the league, but and not anyone I have played with. But I think the level of the team is good. You have a lot of players who are playing in big leagues and who are performing well. So I think the motivation is always there, and of course with my history in Poland, it's somewhat of a little bit special game for me, because played there for the last 3 years. So I think it gives me a little bit extra edge, I think.
Yes, the last 3 years with many goals, we remember that. In Poland, do you spoke about Lewandowski, about the situation with Lewandowski in Polish national team? Do you know about his absence and his conflict with our national team coach?
Well, I heard a little bit about it, but to be honest, we have enough to think about with ourselves, and we're focusing on the game from our side. So it's difficult. I really don't have any opinion about it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
There's more questions in English to Benjamin. Anybody?
Hi, I'm Tony Bietila from Helsinki Sanomat. I would have a few questions. Mm-hmm. Okay. Against the Netherlands, the first 25 to 30 minutes were pretty difficult, especially possession-wise. It was hard to maintain the possession with the ball, and I think, in my opinion, Pohjanpalo and were pretty much the players that could do it, keep the ball in the team. So one player who may have helped possession-wise would have been Ben Kamara, but he started from the bench. Why did you make this decision, and will he start against Poland?
To take the last part, you will have to see tomorrow, and then it's about choices. It's about I have a group of players with a lot of skills, different skills, and it's about putting the team together in, for me, the best possible way to cope with the game plan. And all players have, pluses and minuses, and it's about choosing. And I chose something else for this game, and it was mainly because we also knew we were facing an opponent that will be more on the ball than us, and then we needed, that priority for my part to make that work good enough. And there I saw players that could fulfill that for this specific game better, and that's why I chose like I chose. So.
Defending the crosses has been an issue for pretty many years for the Finnish national team, and if I understood correctly, you focused on that pretty much, but it was still difficult on Saturday. So what went wrong, and how will you improve it against Poland?
First of all, I can say box defending is a part of the focus always when we're with the national team. It's an area where you have to be good, you have to perform, because it's decisive to be defending the box well, crosses from different positions. And in this specific game, we knew that Gakpo on the left side was dangerous when he could get in those positions and make the crosses. And of course, the first thing we could do was trying to avoid it, and we did not prevent all the crosses. So when it comes to the crosses, then we also have a specific strategy on how we want to defend the box. And if you see each of the crosses from the Holland game, there are some small behavior that should have been better. It's simple as that. It's not, it didn't happen out of nowhere, because we had to do it better than we did. But from all the crosses that came, you could also see that the structure is quite clear, and it's about the behavior in that structure, and that has to be good enough. So it's something that we will, now the way you ask, I can hear it's something you have had to focus on earlier as well, and I can promise you that we will keep the focus. But it's a part of our style of play, and it will, always be an important part. So we have to do it with a high enough quality. Yeah.
And also the formation was a bit different than what we have seen against Malta and Lithuania. Of course, the game is different as well. But how do you see Poland as an opponent? Will the game plan be closer to the ones that we saw in Lithuania and Malta, or three center backs and more defending formation?
It will be a bit the same answer. You have to see tomorrow. I'm quite sure Poland is prepared for a bit of both. So, but of course I'm not going to say exactly what the game plan is. But I can say, in general, to your question, that we have the principles on the way we want to do it, no matter if we play with 3 center backs or 2 center backs. It's the same principle when it comes to pressing. It's the same principles when it comes to box defending. It's the same principle when it comes to transition, final third entries. There are no changes. Then of course, if we play with 2 or 3 center backs, it's a bit of which players are involved in these situations. But the principles doesn't change. It's more a tool that we can use to hopefully get the upper hand in the game.
One more question. Also, on Saturday, Matti Peltola played both midfield and centre back, and he's been playing for in a lot of positions in the national team. So, what do you see? What do you think is the best position for him? And also, is there a possibility that you would save him for the under 21 Euro Cup on tomorrow?
The last part of your question again, no. I'm going to focus on winning the game tomorrow, and that's the highest priority, and that's why he's here. Regarding which position is best, I normally say to the players, if you are having the skills he have and he can, offer himself for 2 positions, and it's a huge plus also for the coach to have these hybrid players. I would say it depends a bit. One thing is the opponent, but it also depends a bit on which players we want to, put in which positions to achieve, for example, on the ball. Where would it be best for Peltola? It will depend on the strategy of being on the ball. So I would say I would not give you his best either there or the other place, but I will just say it's a huge plus that he's actually able to fulfill both positions with a high quality. So he's one player for the future. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Okay. Coach, I got a question about the conflict between Polish coach Michał Prowyż and one of the Polish players, Lewandowski, do you know about it? And it's a very difficult decision for the coach, and of course for a player.
If I understand your question correct, I heard about the situation around the Polish team.
About the influence on the match, or there will be no any influence?
That's pure speculation. And I have, now you can hear the other questions, I have plenty to do on focusing on my job as a head coach for the Finnish team to make us perform. So I use all my energy. And of course I heard about it, but it's pure speculations. And so honestly, it's hard to me to comment on things that I really don't know enough about. I don't have more information that you tell me. So pure speculation, and speculations, I don't spend my energy on that.
What will be the most important for Finnish national team to win the game tomorrow?
It will have to be getting the upper hand in the phases of the game. We have to defend the box well, like you heard the other questions. We have to press well, also the defensive shape. And then Poland is a very good team. You can see the players, the clubs where they play, it's very high level. The quality on each player is very high. They're very good. We're talking about box defending. They're very good defending team. Again, when it comes to us on the final third. So there's something that we have to break down. So it's a tough challenge, but also a very interesting challenge for us.
The last question, that will be the match for the second place, because the Netherlands, in many opinions for the experts, has won the group. So this is a challenge for the second place, the group.
Yeah, we go for the first place, but of course we have to be realistic, and we face the possible number one the other day. And then, yes, we want to go to the World Cup if it's possible, but we have that dream, otherwise we would not participate. Then it's a matter of how do we reach that aim. And it's now about doing it good enough. It's about defending. It's about creating chances. It's about scoring goal. It's about getting the game picture against Poland like we want. And then the focus is on the next game, and then the rest becomes speculations. Who will go? So of course I would not say it's. You can always rank. Is it more important? The same value. It's 3 points. It was also 3 points when we played against Holland. So, but of course Poland is one of the favorites to take that playoff position. So if we want to go there, then we have to beat them. Simple.
Thank you.
A bit more about the Polish Civil War, if you might. So, has it ever happened to you that a player has attacked the authority of the head coach? And if so, what did you do, or what would you do in that position?
Yeah. I think, honestly, now you ask a question where I have to think back. Honestly, no, I have not tried that situation. And hopefully I will not try it. The only thing I said to the players this morning is that if you have thoughts about something like happened with the Polish team, please let me know before. That would be nice to know. So I don't have that, and hopefully will not experience it, the situation similar like that. So yeah, so that's more or less it. And then because then we should have a longer talk about what it makes with a coach and stuff like that. But then I start to speculate and I start to use the energy on that, and it's not the right time to do that. That could be, an issue another day to talk about situations like this, coach towards players. So that would be my answer for that question.
Hello, one more time. As we all know, Finland needs a win from this game. Even a draw might not be enough in order to qualify for the World Cup. How would you describe the difficulty between balancing being active and at the same time defense very tight?
Yeah, it's when you have, you cleared out what you want to achieve with the team. You cleared out what you want to do when you're on the ball, what you want to do without the ball. Then it's quite easy, because then it's not, it's not about do we have the ball 55% or do we have it 45%. It's about doing the stuff on the pitch with high enough quality. And then we know exactly what we're aiming for in each phase of the game. And that makes, my answer to a question quite easily, because we know we have to be good in more than just, pressing, or more than just having a good balance in the team. We are trying to achieve our principles and do it with a high enough quality. Then if you do that, then the outcome normally gets in a positive way if you perform well in those areas. So we are prepared for each phase of the game, and it's about doing it good enough, then we get what we want.
Hello, Jacob. I started to think about the box defending, and as you heard and maybe have seen, it's been a problem of ours for the Finnish national team for many years. Most of the time the goal comes like across from the other side of the pitch, and then the wing back usually loses the first ball and the attacker knocks it in straight away or knocks it back and then someone else puts it in. Our wing backs are not that big. They're like Nikolai and Gerek, who have been starting for a long time. And I thought, could it be a possibility to maybe put players like Matti, brought up here, can play multiple positions, is taller, more athletic in those situations, to maybe defend against those crosses that have been so difficult for us?
Interesting question, good football question, and it's about making choices. I would also say that if you focus on something, then you also see it a bit more. So if we are thinking that Finland is the only team that concede goals from crosses, then we have to see the other game, because many goals come from crosses. So I don't think it's a particular Finnish problem. But regarding your question, yes, it's about choices. But it's not only about box defending, it's also the other phases of the game. And it's not like we want voluntarily box defending. We actually, even you can argue that you didn't do that in the first 20 minutes against Poland, but when we're down there, we need to do it with a high enough quality. But it's not an aim on its own that we just box defend. We actually want to, when it's possible, to stay away from our own box. But when we are forced down there, either the one way or the other, then we have to do it good enough. And then you can talk about size of the wing backs or the full backs, but it's also about behavior. You can still man mark or still prevent headers from close to the box, even if you're 20 centimeters lower than the opponent. Then it's about the marking technique and the timing in the moments when the ball is crossed. So interesting discussion, and in the perfect world, all our players would be like Valverde in Madrid. He can defend, he can run in offensive transition, he has the perfect size, he's agile. So, but it's about choices. So, but interesting question.
Yeah. Last one, if any.
About this turbulence in Polish team, as you have mentioned, it's all speculation that we don't know the exact situation. Do you think at all that this could be a good time to face Poland, because the opponent is in a turbulence?
And now you want me to speculate? That's actually a question.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. But you get the answer like the rest. I don't know. And if I start to speculate if it's, that's good for us or that's not good for us, then I start to spend my energy where it's not needed. And it doesn't prepare us better in any way, starting to, have an opinion or speculating, does it help? Because, okay, let's hypothetically say that, it's not good for Poland. Do we get better prepared as a team? No, we don't. So the focus will be on us and nothing else. And then they have to cope with their problems.
Kiitoksia.